In today's Athlete Spotlight video, I'll be talking with women's cross-country runner Natalie Payne. She's a freshman runner who's already made a significant impact so far this season. Just last weekend at the Conference Carolinas Championships, she finished with the second fastest 6K time for Young Harris. Today, we'll learn a little bit about Natalie's background and what she excels at off the course. All right, Natalie, so just to start things off, let's talk about your journey to YHC. Growing up in Blairsville, going to Union County High School, you were recruited as a local student athlete. So talk about that experience.
So I ran at Union. I believe this is my 7th year running, so I ran there for 6 years. I ran from 7th grade till senior year. I'd say it's like, I'm pretty used to being around here and everything like that. I know a lot of like Meeks Park. I've ran there a lot, but honestly, yeah, I really liked that. I like being so close because I really like the mountains.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you prefer running in the mountains compared to like flatter surface?
Yeah, so the mountains are always a lot cooler, I feel like, than definitely the flats. And I really like to push up hills. Like I used to do a lot of like hill training and everything like that. So I was really used to really hilly courses, which gave me an advantage. So I really liked that.
Yeah, and so you decided to keep your passion for running so close to home, which is awesome because you had said that all of your siblings are also involved in running in Blairsville. So talk about how the love and passion for running has just impacted your whole family.
Oh yeah, so I definitely say that I'm the most passionate about it. My sister, she's not the most enthusiastic about running, to say the least. But yeah, my brothers are both they're getting pretty good. My sister is in her senior year, brother is in his sophomore, and then my youngest brother is in his last year of middle school.
Okay. And in running, when you say like you were talking about running in a couple of local races, talking about the Chimp Run in Blue Ridge, what kind of running atmosphere do you prefer? Do you prefer those kind of like laid back, like I'm doing this with my family type runs, or the really competitive collegiate races?
Oh, it kind of varies, I guess. I guess like in the laid back races, I'm definitely competitive still. And so I'm like always like, oh, I really want to win. Like I really want to do good. So I really like doing those, but I like the atmosphere in college races a little bit more, just because it is so much like you're really pushing and you've got a lot of competition around you where it's easier to actually like, I don't know, it pushes you a lot more than like the 30-year-olds that you run with at like local stuff.
Sounds good. And so aside from running, you have some serious artistic skill. You're a graphic design major with some interest in communication and marketing as well. But off of the course, you really like to paint, draw. Talk about your hobbies.
Oh yeah, so I really like art. I've been in art since I was really, really little, like since about the time I could hold a crayon probably. My parents always encouraged it a lot. So I'd say for my hobbies, I like to draw, big doodler. I like to make bracelets sometimes, like if I'm really bored. I like to read. That's also kind of a rare thing because I like to be moving, so it's hard for me to like actually like sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna read this. It takes me a little bit to do that. I like to watch TV. I'm a big movies and like TV shows person, and I like music.
Okay, and one thing that really stood out to me when we had talked before was you said that you had painted Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night on a sheetwood. So if you could talk a little bit about that masterpiece that you created. Oh
yeah, so that was, I really just kind of said I was gonna wing it because I didn't really know what I was doing. I just kind of like had my reference pulled up. I went to Home Depot and I accidentally got too big of paint containers, but I was like, okay. It took me about like a week to paint that, and then my school used it for like a prom backdrop.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I still have it, so.
We'd love to see it. And going along with that, your interests really go along with graphic design. What would be your dream job?
It's kind of hard, I guess. Like I don't entirely know like what I want to do. I think it would be really cool to like work at like a sports magazine or something like that, just because I used to do yearbook. I only did it for a year, but like I really found my interest in that, so I really liked the idea of doing that in my future career.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit more about running now. So last weekend you had a really great weekend. You finished with the second fastest 6K time for Young Harris.
Yes.
And you actually PR'd with a 6:28 first mile in like a 5K and 6K. So how was that weekend overall for you individually and as a team?
Honestly, individually, I felt really good running. Like, I didn't even really know how fast I was going, to be honest, which is kind of crazy. Because a lot of times I feel like you feel so in pain when you run and you're like trying to gasp for air that you're just like, oh, I can't do this. But I was just like, okay, you know what? We're just kind of going with it. Team-wise, honestly, I think we all did really good. There was a large majority of us who actually did PR at that race.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that was like really good, especially considering like it's getting towards the end of our season. And so we've seen like the improvement over the last like month.
Absolutely, and something that may have inspired these PRs, as silly as it sounds, was the Disney music warm-up that you had talked about. So what was it about listening to Disney music, especially on the girls' side, and maybe one song specifically that you remember really got you guys going?
Oh gosh, okay, so all of us were sitting there and we're doing like so we get there like early, like the day before, so then we can do like our pre-run on the course and everything. And so the Disney music, my friend Emily just kind of turned that on, right? And I was already running pretty fast. I was excited and I felt good. So I was like, they were like, Natalie, slow down. Like, you can't be running this. We want to be running slower. And I was like, okay, okay. But the music was just really hype and all of us were in a great mood. It's like the Mulan song, the Let's Get Down to Business song. I don't remember.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but that's like the one that I remember the best.
And to wrap things up here, in 2 weeks you guys will be competing in the NCAA Southeast Regional. So walk me through what your preparation looks like for these next couple weeks and what you're looking forward to most.
Oh yeah, so probably the thing I'm looking forward to most is all the carbs. I'm ready for all my pasta dinners before. Prep-wise, I'll have to probably sleep better because I don't know, whenever it's not race week, I'm guilty of not sleeping the best, but
completely understandable.
I'm like, the way that I like to think is I like to have good practices the week before, so I'll definitely be working at practice. Before that meet, I'll be resting, like I said, and definitely just making sure I'm hydrated. That's a big part for sure.
Yeah, and is there anything specifically that you work on for training on this course that you guys will be running on?
Honestly, this gravel loop is really flat and the Milliken course is a very flat course. So the first mile of Milliken is like downhill, so that's why it's pretty fast. But the rest of the course is like super duper flat. So this is honestly one of the best training spots ever.
Well, we wish you guys the best of luck at that tournament. And thank you so much for doing this Athlete Spotlight video, Natalie. We are looking forward to all your successes on and off the course. And make sure to catch Natalie and the rest of the women's cross country team when they do compete at the NCAA Southeast Regional on November 9th.
Bye.